VCR Redux will begin in T-5 minutes.
What the fart is VCR Redux?
It's the show where we take movies from the VCR era and bring them back to today.
Well, how do we do that?
Well, we start by talking about a VHS classic, and usually you'll say something like,
I haven't been this uncomfortable since I watched Meatballs 4, Meatballs to the Rescue with my parents. Oh yeah, or you'll say something stupid like,
I wish we lived in a world where the Garbage Pail Kids made as many movies as the Muppets.
but I know you'll always see it through with a positive attitude.
I hate this movie, I hate being here, I hate all of this. Oh, Jamie Kennedy. Oh, well, shit. Well, let's go for this.
He was in Son of Mask. This is genius.
I am not a gamer. I'd rather read books. I'm just
Ian's like the old lady that's like, I got video game monsters, I got toy monsters in here.
As long as we respect the passion and the artistry that went into these films.
You know, obviously they took this movie, it's 93, right? And you're like, what do you want to see in your Mario movie? And they're like, oh, we want it to be grim, we want a lot of death, we want tits and ass.
Oh, and then we start the pitch ideas with modern day sequels like
Weekend at Bernie's 3, Cocaine Mountain.
Sometimes we take it kind of seriously.
I'll watch a Paul Verhoeven alien movie.
oh my gosh, that alien will have more vaginas than anything you've ever seen in your life. Sometimes this Hawaiian shirted fool will pitch something stupid like,
I would take out the virtual reality stuff and just have it be about Jeff Fahey mowing the lawn.
Sometimes the best pitches come from the live chat.
Alex Bonafonte also pitches Grand Theft Starfighter Vice Galaxy.
wait, I thought I had the best pitches.
And what happens at the end of the movie? The ultimate fart. The
For that.
fart that the warmth goes like all the way down to your socks.
The only rules are, there are no rules. Sometimes we cross over franchises.
Only the truck from Tango and Cash can kill Christine.
And sometimes we travel back in time.
Like 1995 is missing a good Universal Soldier sequel.
But you never know what we're gonna pitch next.
What do you want? Do you want Daniel Stern behind like a muzzled mask? Like,
We all know it should be Pesci behind the mask, and like underneath the mask, you should hear him going like fritter, 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 fritter.
you are so proud of yourself for that one. I can't stand you.
I would also love to see a Charles Bronson version of It's a Wonderful Life.
What?
Direct to DVD.
If you made a shot-for-shot remake of Scarface with Goofy as Al
Goofy in it?
Pacino, it would be amazing.
God.
Gosh, you need me to be the bad guy.
It's like the worst 1987 Disney movie Disney's ever made. Schlongo, directed by Jim Wynorski.
Like, I would watch a whole bowl of that.
Do the John Holmes story. Add a comedy spin to it.
Wow, the Wonderland murders are so funny.
I'd watch it on my mobile.
Something happens and he goes into a coma. He gets like, hit by a car or something. I know this is dark, but like, bear with me. He's got to go on.
Did you just go like Hard to Kill with Ferris Bueller?
I'd watch it on my iPad.
If you want to just like throw in the kitchen sink, I mean, it all works. Like Alien versus Predator versus RoboCop, like that works. Alien versus Predator versus Terminator, that works.
Alien versus Predator versus Ernest. That works.
That works.
I respect everything you just said. I need David Silver and Terry Silver and the Sloan family all learning the Quicksilver, but they're doing it in Breakin' 3 Hydraulic Boogaloo, and it's underwater. It's gonna be incredible. Eat your fucking shit out, James Cameron. I got the underwater movie you can't touch.
That was the most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my life.
Mr. Toxie Goes to Washington.
My ass would be in the theater tomorrow.
If Harley Quinn gets 7 movies, then Tank Girl should get at least 70.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life.
I mean, why should we even bother with Look Who's Talking when Air Bud is soaring to new highs?
All I know is I want Danny McBride.
I'd want him doing anything other than writing Halloween movies, honestly. Anything that keeps him away from that fucking job, I'm for it.
Just let him talk out of his butt. I don't care how he does it.
I'd rather not.
Austin Powers doing the Macarena.
That would be the opening credits. Come on.
But we have not yet had Die Hard on a half pipe. What if John McClane Jr. was a pro skateboarder and also an avid machine gun enthusiast? Skater Die Hard.
What up, virtual people? Welcome to the 220th episode of VCR Redux. We take your favorite franchises out of the analog era and bring them back to 2026. I'm your host, pop culture punk Chris Stiles, joined as always by my co-host with the most complaints, film professor Ian Klick.
He stole our thesis.
And we have three radical guests on the show tonight. First up, the third leg of our video tripod himself, Mac Daddy Mickey Torres is back on the show.
What's up, everyone?
And coming to you all the way from Miami, Florida, screenwriting sensation and airborne aficionado Sean Gold is back on the show.
We're not going to protest. We're not going to protest. Ian is a tool. Ian is a tool.
And rounding out this righteous crew, the VCR's favorite location scout, Michael Ricci, is back on the show.
Even the naked guy showed up. Now it's a party.
Naked guy.
Shout out.
Naked
We will talk more about the naked guy, but in case you couldn't figure it out yet, folks, we are here today to save the pit, to stare into Jeremy Piven's hairline, and to blow Mickey where the Pampers is. That's right, folks. This world needs P.C.U. too, and we're here to give it to you. But before Ian says this penis party's got to go, we got to dish on how P.C.U. came into our lives and what we love about it. And of course, that goes double for you at home and everyone watching the live chat. Was it love at first Laserdisc, Vital VHS? Hit us up in the chat and let us know how P.C.U. came into your lives. But Michael, when did you first get P.C.U'd?
The first time is debatable, but I know I saw it so many millions of times on Comedy Central that I want to just say that. So much so that I do, and I read this in trivia, but I do specifically remember that Comedy Central was still playing it on September 11th during the day and did not interrupt it at all. And I remember watching it in my dorm on my first day at school.
Holy shit.
Days before and on that day, which was pretty wild.
You know what? I do respect that. As much as it makes me giggle, I do respect that, like, even in the darkest of times, like, some channels need to not cover what some channels need to be counter-programming.
You need an escape.
You need
somewhere.
an escape. Like, fucking thank you, Comedy Central. You're the only channel that's not, like, broadcasting, like, the beginning of our end now.
Yeah, still bringing the funny, at least. And that, before they had, like, more political shows and stuff like that. But this movie is, like, such a comfort movie. I know, like, you could drop me in this movie anywhere. I know exactly where we are. I mean, that's kind of easy because it's so short. But I want to have I have a feeling that it probably was actually on VHS, but then it was a million times on Comedy Central. So many times that even now when I watch it away from that, because you really can't find this movie anywhere.
It's not available. It's really weird.
It's really not. When they swear, there is
Disney
swearing and stuff. Like, it surprises me because I've always seen it on television.
That's the
and I
thing.
think I kind of like that about it. That it's a movie that's a little raunchy that fits on television.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to use what you said to riff on that and to kind of do a similar riff to what I've done before in this show. And this is what kills me about Disney buying Fox, is that you get these movies that are great, that are really crucial pieces of American history. Like, this is a great time capsule of the 90s. And Disney's just like, we don't give a shit about this. Fuck your Revenge of the Nerds. Fuck your, Slums of Beverly Hills. Like, fuck this, fuck that, We're just going to make, a million Predators and whatever else we think we can make money.
Anything that's coming of age that they don't really see it fits their coming of age idea, and then it just goes away. Yeah.
I mean, I think we're thinking too much about it. I think Disney doesn't even think about these properties because they're like, maybe there was enough people making noise, maybe they would think about it. But I think ultimately they bought Fox, but they didn't want everything. They just wanted.
Here's the thing: I want everything, and I don't want Disney Plus. I want the Disney minus. I want Disney with everything that's not on Disney Plus that Fox has. All the other shit, I'd subscribe to that.
But they're not the only ones. I mean, you're right. But Amazon bought MGM, and all they do is release new movies with this new lion in front of it, and they aren't doing anything with anything MGM.
Well, none of that makes any sense because all the fucking Bond movies are about to hit Netflix anyways, and I don't even get what the fuck.
And that's probably where the fear comes with this Netflix, Paramount, WB thing. Is like you're just gonna buy WB, and then it's just gone. God,
I hate this like corporate culture now. This is like that's the P.C.U. of today. It's like corporate.
Yeah,
PCU.
Good call.
Maybe we'll touch on that in the second half.
I will say this though, it goes towards the idea of the whole physical media thing, which I go back and forth on. I mean, there's some things that I absolutely am going to have on, keep, I'll keep my Stanley Kubricks, I'll keep my some of my Roger Cormans, but I'm not gonna lie. I don't need American Dad season 4. Like I don't need it on DVD anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I don't-
What about season 5?
No.
Season 5 is great. That's the one where Kelly gets caught in a
If I
fire
want to
and
see it, I'll see it.
Dylan gets
but
his money stolen.
Also, I don't need Fried Women Eaters 4. Like I don't need that on physical media either. Okay, like
I'm thinking you do.
What about
No,
Bad Girls?
but you could-
I think we
you
can
could-
get Bad
oh.
Girls.
Is
Bad
this one
Girls
you
is
need
what
on
needs to be
physical
Bad
media?
Girls.
I think
have
this
a
is
place
one
for
you
Bad
need.
Girls. It's holding up my desk that's wobbly. All right, but
Oh.
P.C.U. is definitely one of those. They threw that thing on every DVD. You got P.C.U. as a free DVD for P.C.U. Like it was like they threw that everywhere.
I will say I was pleasantly surprised. I was rewatching this today. I was pleasantly surprised to find that there are 2 separate audio commentary tracks on this, and I don't know how I missed this
like
before.
it was out there. It's just
Like
now it's
that
not.
just
I agree. It's
takes you back to a time. Even when your movie lost money, they're like, we'll just record 2 commentary tracks, include a featurette and a music video on the DVD and the trailer. Nothing light, just real light. Nowadays,
the movie
Blu-ray,
is a
they
music
give you
video,
nothing.
basically.
You buy these movies. That's
You
what
get
kills
no,
me.
you get no extras. You get no extras. You just get the movie.
People
and
should
that's
build people should rip their discs and build their own Netflixes. You heard me. Build your own streaming
Well,
libraries. But Sean Gold,
that's-
when did you first
that's
get
where I'm going.
PCU'd?
Okay, well, I don't mean to interrupt Mickey's bootleg network. Okay,
We will return. Don't worry.
My
yeah, okay,
flicks.
this-
My
you
flicks.
dirty dog. Are you Red Solo cupping it?
Yes, P.C.U. Let him do what he wants.
They don't even have any
PCU. Yeah, relax,
beer,
President
beer,
Garcia
beer.
Thompson. Okay, so
Don't
this
be that
movie
guy.
was on like every day. Like this movie, I remember like the summer of '95 or '96. This was like that movie that like it would always be on. It would always be on TV, like in the middle of the afternoon. I watched this movie, and it like I had a profound impact. Like that's what I want to do in college, right? It was kind of like when I went to college because it wasn't even that much later. I mean, it was still like 7, 8 years after. But I want to do an all-campus party. I wanted
You wanted
to
to
do
be
it.
Dross. I could totally see it.
But I had like that's what I did. Like I did like 1,000-person house party. I did like 1,000-person nightclub parties. Like I had friends that were like the friends at the pit. Like I knew someone that had a second sophomore year. Like I had friends that took 8 years to get a 4-year degree. So this movie was like you quote this movie, and some people would get it, and some people wouldn't. But some people would be like a professor was like, what's your thesis? And it's like phys ed. He's like, get out of my room. Like the professor, like everyone knew this movie. So yeah, I saw this movie, one of my favorite movies. You can quote it. I think it's superior to Animal House. I think it's fun, and it kills me that like either no one's heard it,
I back that
no one's
up.
heard of it, no one's seen it. You had to be in that generation. You had to be like a millennial, Gen Xer, to like actually to be like, oh, it was on all the time, and you would always see it.
I mean,
now
that's
you
basically
can't.
what the movie is now. It's like for us.
And it's so
like,
funny. I think the poster quote or the VHS cover quote was the Animal House of the '90s. They loved doing that shit back
I
then.
think it's superior. I mean, they had the same thing, but it was like
I
who
would agree.
handed out
I think-
cigarettes on Earth Day, and who installed speed ramps on the wheelchair or speed bumps on the wheelchair
damage bell.
ramps.
I think Animal House would be unwatchable without John Belushi's performance, and that's not to shit like all over the movie or anyone else's work in it. But I just think it's just like it would be fine. It would just be whatever. It would be totally forgettable.
No, it's a good movie,
like-
but just P.C.U. was just like, I mean, it was just its own
Well,
thing.
I mean,
and it
let's
was
be
awesome.
let's be real. Like Animal House was like way before our time in a sense. So
yeah, that
we
was
could
Animal
relate,
House. Like
we could
crawled
relate more
so
to
other movies could
PCU.
run. Yeah,
Yeah.
You could
Yeah,
even
credit,
say
respect where
in generationally that after this came Old School, and then after that came Van Wilder, and let every generation.
Van
kinda
Wilder,
have
I'm pretty sure was
one of
before
these.
Old School. I think Van Wilder was
The
like
same time.
01
It
and
was
Old
like-
School
it
was
was
like
like, yes,
04.
like-
Yeah,
Yes,
that's fair.
But,
I do
but,
feel
but
like
you know,
Van
either
Wilder
way,
was
I'm
for, like,
stink,
a
this
younger
stinks a little bit
thing.
too much like Todd Phillips mid-grade films. So it's my cue
There
to
was
ask
a- there was
Mickey
a
when
good
he
one-
first got PCU'd.
That's a great
There was
quote.
there was a good one that came out later called Accept It, which I liked a
Oh,
lot.
I love Accepted.
Yes.
It's Camp
Oh,
Nowhere
yeah,
of
it's on the hill. It was
It was
college.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first I saw this in the movies.
Wow,
I
you're
do-
like one of
I
the
do-
fucking 10
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
I do
Was this a
remember
McDate?
seeing this in the movies. No, I don't think it was a McDay. I don't remember like, if I saw it by myself, whatever case may be, I don't remember, but I do remember seeing this in the movies and then later on seeing it on like a VHS or whatever case may be. But like because I was drawn to, I mean, like, Steve Vai did the soundtrack
soundtrack.
But
Hell yes.
I mean, you get like George Clinton in there.
Oh,
you
yeah.
get a print.
How I
You get
discovered.
you get a. It's a Prince song that's in there, but George Clinton is performing it.
Put me up. No.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many good stuff. Like I can remember vividly like listening because like so Stomp was the song that was on there. And that I remember a diner, local diner. Remember they had like the flip top, like the the music or the jukeboxes at the
Tony
tables.
Soprano, yeah.
And Stomp was on there, so I would always play it. Like when we were like at the diner, I was like, oh, I gotta hear Stomp. Okay.
Man, I miss those things. Things were great.
Yes,
man.
But that's my memory of it, and then obviously like I've watched it like a million times because it's just is what it is. It's that '90s culture thing. I mean, like there's elements of I will say that obviously I don't mix my feelings about the '90s. I grew up in the '90s. I love the '90s, but at the same time, there was some certain things about the '90s that I just didn't like. I mean, some of the music, stuff like that, whatever case may be. I famously say like I wasn't too into grunge. I was more into like hip hop and
same.
R&B.
So ironically, they wrote it for Nirvana to be the band, and obviously that was destined. Yeah, it would not have worked.
Them.
Everybody would be doing Smells Like Teen Spirit, like dancing, like what? It doesn't work.
That's the thing. So when I saw the trailer,
they were
and
for Nirvana, but they settled on George Clinton.
No.
Wow.
They wanted Nirvana. They couldn't afford them. They bought Google Dolls, and then they were like,
Yes,
no, not
that's
Google
true.
Dolls. Then they went so hard at Parliament Funkadelic that they paid them $150,000 a day for 3 days, and that was way too much money.
But that I will say that was probably more so because guess what record label they were on when they did that movie?
Sure.
Paisley Park Records, which is Prince's label, and Prince had already paid off all of George Clinton's taxes that he owed, because that was like a part of the deal. Like basically, like George Clinton was kind of down on his luck, and Prince to say like, "Yo, you're a legend. I want you on my record label." And he's like, "I can't do anything. This and that, whatever." He's like, "Yo, I'm paying all your back taxes. Don't worry about it. You're on my label. This and that, whatever case may be." So the song that's on there is "Erotic City." It's a Prince song, but George Clinton actually performs it, and he does a great version of it too. So.
I love the music history, and I always love getting Mickey Prince level excited. So we'll get to Ian's first story in a sec, but since there's like only 3 people watching the live chat, I do want to get to them real quick, and especially because there's a very special day for someone today. Yes, there's more people on the show than there are watching the show today, which is great.
Wow.
So anyway, Angie Saunders, the mashup genius, Whiskey 41, our good buddy, the great Alex Bonafonte, Mikey Riffraff, the other mashup genius, and Cobra Kai, our good friend Joanne. Happy birthday, Joanne. Thank you so much for tuning in, being with us on your birthday.
Birthday.
Many
Say it's your
jubilees to
birthday.
Also, Caitlin Allman, America's Next Top
can't
Model.
sing more or
Thank
we'll
you
get
so
flagged.
much for tuning in.
30
so
seconds.
what are they saying in the live chat? Whiskey 41 says, you picked a hell of a time to cover P.C.U. What's next? Covering Sophie's Choice on Mother's Day? Just try and relax.
Wow.
Yes, I get it. It's like opening Rambo 3 right as the Soviets are leaving Afghanistan. I get the timing of this being terrible. I can only hope that this episode does good on replays, folks. And obviously,
it's always a good time to watch this movie. I don't care.
Honestly, I will say also that I think this movie's heart is in the right place. I don't think this movie's mean-spirited. And I think if you watch the show or know any of us, none of us are troublesome in that category that you are probably worried about. But I think you know that as well, Whiskey. But thank you for keeping us on our toes. So getting to Ian, what cornfield did young Iowa Ian get P.C.U.?
Oh God! So I probably same like Sean. They played this on HBO probably every other day.
Yeah, it was always on.
I remember I watched it so many times on HBO, and I love, and honestly back then I loved it. I really did. It's funny. It's just I haven't seen it in probably I have it on DVD. I probably haven't seen it though. Oh gosh, probably been like 15 years since I've actually watched the movie.
Wow.
Right? And I rewatched it today, so I got some thoughts about it since. But I remember as a kid, I really loved it. And to me, this was always like I put P.C.U. in the category of like Beavis and Butthead, Batman Forever, like PC. That like
That's what the mid '90s was. Yeah,
it's mid
Airheads.
'90s. Like that is I watch
Airheads.
P.C.U. and that's where it puts me back. Like I want to listen to Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill.
So ironically, too, speaking of Airheads, Adam Sandler was going hard for the role of Dross in this. And apparently Hart Bachner's like, I just didn't see it. I watched him on SNL. I didn't get it. And he's like, so shows you how dumb I am, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I heard of some other ones too, Chris. I heard Steve Zahn for Tom.
Yeah, Steve Zahn, I think, was for the
I
Chris
could see
Young
that,
role,
yeah.
though.
Yeah,
he wasn't for
yeah.
Dross. He was for the
Yeah,
Chris
it kinda
Young
makes
role,
sense.
which
He would be
obviously
younger than-
you would have
he would've
seen
been younger.
older Steve Zahn definitely being more of a
older
Dross
Steve Zahn.
character,
And
or
then
a
Ashley
Jake
Judd
Busey.
for Samantha. I was like, why
Yes,
didn't they
and he
do
said
that?
she wasn't a hippie enough, and I could see that.
I guess.
But I do also want to shout out the great Maddie Corman, who I recently met at Show Theater, one of the greatest meets ever, who's in this movie, and has great lines like "cock man, oppressor." So many, and like, yes,
Is that
we
Meadow
would like a
or
beer.
whatever her name is?
Maddie Corman, she's Zuzu Petals in Adventures of
Zuzu
Ford Fairlane.
Petals.
She's Keith's younger sister in Some Kind of Wonderful. She's in a bunch of stuff. She's in
That's
Swingers at
awesome.
the end. She's
That's
the one
so
with the
cool.
baby. But at any rate, so yeah, so not a lot of PCUing in the live chat, of course, but for me,
they're
I will
lost.
say
They're
What's that?
lost.
They're lost. For me, I will say this movie was one of those, like, I was in like 6th grade, and I think I rented this based off of just like taking a chance. It looks like a comedy, college movie, okay, whatever. And this was like one of those like identity affirming kind of movies for me, where you're like, okay, you know, this seems cool. Like, this is like, I didn't know, you know, I consider the mid '90s to be the time where we were like the most lost pop culture wise. We're like, we
Yeah,
don't know what's
I agree.
what. Are we grunge? Can we smile? Is there even
Throw
rap
something on the
anymore?
wall,
What
see
is,
what
you know,
sticks.
Yeah, the 90s was
everything
so,
was
like,
up in the air,
leftover
and like
80s.
you know, there was like pop culture was like up for grabs, like anything could have happened, and it was so up for grabs that like all this retro stuff sort of taking over, and like Dazed and Confused sort of, you know, became like predominant parts of like, you know, suburb culture, if you will, at least what I experienced of it. But so this movie I saw, and like I didn't even know like what music was cool at that point. You know, I knew that no one was listening to Guns N' Roses anymore.
Right.
So and then I saw George Clinton, and I had never heard George Clinton in my life, and I'm like, oh, that's cool.
What's the president doing in this movie?
His
God, the
brother.
President
His
Clinton we
brother.
need.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
some of those cutaways are
played a
great. The gutter
saxophone,
is
but come
sneaky
on.
the best thing in this movie, you know?
Oh,
Like,
Gutter's amazing. Yeah, John Favreau.
he just is so much
Favreau's
different than
awesome.
anything he does anywhere else, you know?
Amazing.
He's like the
whole-
Hey, who
Zangief
would've
of
thought-
the pit. You
who
know?
would've thought-
That's what he is.
Who would have thought giving Jeremy Piven like a starring role? Like literally, like who's
This
Jeremy
was-
Piven at that time? At
This
that
is
time,
it.
you're like,
This is him. I mean, if you forget Entourage, this is it. This is Jeremy Piven in a nutshell. This
A
is like
couple of the
everything he was
monologues
born to
are
do.
really good. The one where
Yeah, he gave like advice that like again college. He's like, oh okay, yeah, pre-frost, nothing before noon. If you don't have
Yeah.
a car, make friends with someone that does. Like it was like that's it.
Not
That's
it
all
was
you
so
need with college.
perfect.
But I think we all agree with him. You're wearing the band shirt.
The band, yeah. Can't
So
be
be
that.
that guy.
I'm so
guy.
glad you brought that up.
Don't
That
be
is the
that guy.
line. That is the
I learned
line.
it from
Like,
this.
if
Yeah.
this whole movie gets forgotten, that one line will be etched into like everyone who experienced that time forever. And the interesting thing is, Jeremy Piven swears on his commentary for the DVD that he wishes he could have done more improv, because that's the one line they let him improv and keep in the movie. And he goes, that's the line that everyone comes up to me and says. So he's like, I can't
Really?
help but wonder if
that's
this movie could have been packed full of those. Like,
The other one that
and
really
you can
got
hear
me-
from
he-
Hart Bachner on his commentary too that he feels like they missed a lot of laughs and they could have gotten more out of the movie.
He could have added to that line by saying like, unless you're an Iron Maiden, it's not cool to wear your own shirt.
No, but
We
I
have
use
certain
that
people
line.
get a pass.
I would
Right, like
use that
this-
line for years. I would be like, "You're wearing the shirt
Yeah.
of the club to the club. Like, don't be
I
that
never-
guy." Like, I would use
I
it.
never
Don't be
did that.
guy.
I never did that.
Yeah.
Like
how he
I
delivers
literally
it. It's not.
did it.
It's not. Don't be that guy. It's don't be that guy.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's a perfect delivery. And Chris and I were actually texting because I was watching it today. I was texting Chris, and I realized this is like the editing of this movie is
Top
way
shelf.
better than it deserves to be.
Yeah.
Like technically this movie is made so well, and I have to say, the axe coming down on the cow and the meat hitting just perfectly on the cow's head. That is one of the greatest edits in like movie history.
So It's funny on the
Mi
commentary they talk
casa.
about that cut, and it's an homage to Apocalypse Now.
It's just the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. But
Nobody
but
would
I
ever
see
get
what
that.
you're saying,
Nobody
Ian.
I
would, but it's so awesome to hear.
The
It's so
sequence
awesome
at
to
the
hear.
end, like when Parliament's playing and you're cutting around to different characters and stories, like while the music's going or whatever, like that whole party sequence with that music, it's kind of perfect. It like is a music video, but it's wrapping up
Kane
the
Hackman
movie.
theory. I can stop watching TV.
Yes,
So I love it. Yeah,
Pigman.
this movie, every side bit works in this movie for me. I mean, I know
don't
there's
know.
some.
Pigman's a little weird to me. By the end, Tom's leaving and he's kissing her and then getting on the bus, and they randomly just cut to Pigman looking at them weirdly. Like Pigman
right.
weirded me out a lot, like a lot.
Okay, yeah, I forgot about Pigman for
It's
a
the
sec.
90s. You could major in Game Boy. Okay.
If
Yeah,
you know
if
how to
spin
bullshit.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
David
so good.
Spade, genius.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
I mean,
So when
this-
she calls him like a smart mouth, cocky, pointy nose little Reaganite, like I just died.
Dude.
Yeah, that
there's
stuff
so
comes
many good
Fast and
lines. Yeah,
Furious.
One
pack
of
up
my
your rape
favorites-
culture and leave us alone. Like there's so many.
One of
great
my
lines.
favorite scenes is when they lock him in the fucking room with an Afternoon Delight is playing on it.
Yeah, it's a great sequence.
So many
Really
great
good
bits.
sequence.
So many
every time I
great
hear
lines.
that song, I think of PCU though. Like that's how
Exactly.
like, that's all I can think
So-
of is PCU.
Oh,
I
that
never-
song! Every time I see the
mean-
club now, too, like that he puts all those things together
club,
in
yeah.
that car. He gets the disc, he gets the club, and he gets
Oh,
the idea.
oh my god, I forgot.
Yeah.
So the little behind the scenes trivia I love about this movie, though, of course, it was written by Zach Penn and Adam. I forget his last
Zach
name,
Penn,
but
huge screenwriter.
who
Yeah,
Zach Penn went on to have a
huge
huge
screenwriter.
career,
Yeah.
and you know they apparently the two writers kind of had a falling out, I think, over this movie, and like at one point they both left the set, and they talk about it a little bit on the commentary. They don't address it too much, but and it was ironically based off of their college experience. And I always find that interesting when people are sort of doing these personal movies, and it was really disappointing to the people who make them. Like a movie that I love is Outside Providence, that the Farrelly brothers did.
Yeah.
And it's like one of their most autobiographical films, and they hate it. And I'm like, I love that movie. I don't,
Yeah.
maybe they went through some really bad shit making it. But
All I know is that the Mayflower is a boat, and only Ian looks like he came over on it. Mayflower
Ian would-
material.
My opening Ian line was almost that. Before Ian starts to defend balls and shaft here,
Balls and shaft.
Here's the problem: the entire world right now is balls and shaft. That's
so
the
fucking
issue.
true. Yes,
So-
they're
That is
all.
literally the issue
True.
we're facing right now.
Yes,
Yep.
it's true. They all have the brains of BD and the size of David Spade.
But honestly, if I had to sit there and say like not to get all intellectually about it, but like that's
Do
I
it.
think the most fascinating part about PCU is that we were saying literally, guys, almost 30 years ago that this world is getting getting too politically correct. And it's like how much has the pendulum swung in the past,
Oh my
10
God.
years of literally both sides of going left and then going right and then going left again and then going right and it's like this movie they were just making comments because what in the 90s like we had we started doing like women's sports in high schools. That was like
Title
the
IX,
controversial.
So I think in the 90s we just had nothing to complain about, and so we're just like, people are talking too politely. Isn't that right? Right, guys? Can't we've got to put a stop to that, right? Like
There was a
now shit is so
but I
fucking
remember
bad.
the Ellen, like I remember Ellen coming out on TV was like the biggest news story, on Time magazine and the front cover of Wall Street Journal and all this kind of stuff. And it's like,
And I just remember thinking she was a bad comedian.
well, but that would just.
Well, she is.
But think about it. That would
It's
be
horrible.
That'd be like a little blurb that you see on your Facebook as you're scrolling through, and it's like, oh, interesting. Scroll. I mean, it's like this. It's interesting how this movie really kind of showed us, like, okay, the '90s were actually not as openly as we thought it was in hindsight.
Can I just say that this
Please.
movie, I think, indirectly inspired the pop culture punk to mash up with the Flyers. What I think is they took your head and they put it over someone else's head. You know,
The little collage
it had
of
to be
myself.
yeah, it had to be an inspiration. It had to. You had to watch that and say, "Oh, that'd be fun to do." You
I don't care what anybody says.
I shot up out of bed. I'm like, why can't Turner and Hooch be Tina Turner and Hooch?
And why can't it be Mr. Turner and Hooch?
One of the best skits of this movie is when Jeremy Piven keeps slapping him. I mean it.
Yeah.
I mean it. You're a great
You're a
guy.
hell of a guy.
You're a great guy. You saved
Right,
me.
because he stopped him from
yeah.
drunk driving or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what
So
am I
I do
thinking?
think I will say I do think Piven is like a Downey level improv guy. Like I think there's a few people that can do comedy in that sort of high gear, that high speed, that Ryan Reynolds, that kind of, you know, I can give it to you as fast as you can keep up, you know.
That's why I love Piven in like Say Anything. Say Anything is my favorite movie of all time. I love Piven in that.
Right.
I love.
Did
Piven
you like him in Heat as the doctor?
We should do
No.
Say Anything.
I mean, he's good. I mean, I love the movie, but
He had that one
Serendipity,
cameo.
Serendipity is he's great in
No.
Serendipity too.
No. Dr. Jekyll and Ms. Hyde.
Oh God.
Oh my
that's
God,
a
I forgot he's
horrible
in that.
movie.
I love that movie. I love that fucking movie.
And literally in '95, it would be P.C.U. followed by Dr. Jekyll and Ms.
Right,
Hyde.
he probably went
Well, we are
right
at
from
this
this one to
time.
that
Yeah.
one. Oh my God. Oh, what a back-to-back home run.
because P.C.U. didn't do too well, so the reality was it was like, you know, Jeremy Piven is not a leading actor. So
That's why you got
was
that
it.
role in Heat. You're going to be with Robert De Niro for 30 seconds. That's it.
Yeah,
That's the,
pretty much.
So I mean, there's
That's
the
it.
thing too, is if they had Adam Sandler, would Fox have pushed the movie more? And could this have been the hit before Billy Madison? Or
I
before,
do. I
you know,
absolutely think
Airheads
so.
was a hit.
I think
Airhead-
honestly,
yeah.
if you had, it would be a different movie.
Airheads made Brendan Fraser basically.
Well, Brendan Fraser was already a hit from Encino
Well,
Man.
you would have had if you had
Yeah,
had
Encino
with
Man,
honors.
yeah.
But if you had had him in here, it would have been promoted anyway. And my perfect evidence is Going Overboard. Going Overboard is a piece of turd, but they put that movie out left and right just because Adam Sandler was in it.
Well, that's
Yeah, I
the
think you
once
could still
bitten.
watch it
That's
on
the
streaming
leprechaun.
somewhere.
Oh yeah,
and,
I mean it's everywhere. I mean,
This
but
one
it's
was
just
buried.
Adam
This one
Sandler.
sat on the shelf for a year before it came out. Like Fox was just sitting on it.
Yeah.
which is
you know?
crazy because it tested well. You know, that's
It's
like
such
the only.
a great movie. I don't know. Is this because you put the dog bone, the milk bones in my suitcase coming back from
Yeah, that was
spring
cool.
break in Jamaica?
You know,
So I'm
one
so
part
glad
you
that
guys,
apparently his name is pronounced Dessert. I've always wondered, is it Alex Dessert, Alex Desert? How do you say his name? And it's Alex Dessert. At least that's what the director called him on the commentary. So
He's
yeah,
great.
he's such a cool part of this movie. Like when he gets on the
Yeah.
radio and stuff.
and it's one of those things like you
He was
see
also in Boy
Favreau
Meets
with
World.
him,
He was
and
Mr.
then you see them in
Williams.
Swingers.
Yes.
And you see Favreau with
Yes.
Vince Vaughn, and then you see them in Swingers, you know, and Rudy or whatever.
Uh-huh.
I like seeing those little.
However, what's with the radio DJ guy?
You texted me about that. What was
He
what
does
was
this
his
like
line?
Rastafarian voice.
He does a Rastafarian thing. Yeah.
Oh, is that what he's doing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't even
No.
register to me because that
Yeah.
was so bad.
If
Listen
you don't
to
have tickets, sorry, man.
Listen to it. It's the weirdest thing. He pulls an Adrian Brody moment here.
I thought he was doing like a Bullwinkle voice.
No,
No, he
It
was
almost
doing like
feels
a
more like a
Jamaican
fireside
voice.
chat. Like, hey,
Wow,
everybody.
that
Yeah.
never
Wow.
even registered with me. I'm so like that was just such a bad, and I love bad impressions. Like I was just saying how like
It's
bad
just the
impressions are,
weirdest.
Oh
but
no,
not that.
Chris,
like
you're right.
cultural
The
impressions,
fat
like bad
guy who's
celebrity
there,
impressions.
the fat guy who's there who signs off, and he's like, sorry, like doing a Bullwinkle thing. But then when
I
our
thought it
guy
was
comes on
Jamaican
to
thing.
advertise the party, he kind of does a Rasta thing.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he does this like Rastafarian
This
voice.
Saturday
Like,
night, everybody gets laid.
Are you sitting in your dorm eating pizza?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
what's-
And they come out in droves. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
It's basically you.
The funniest
Yeah.
thing is that like they're literally advertising that the band is called Everybody Gets Laid, and then like
Yeah.
they put it on a flyer, and it's like Everybody Gets Laid, and
I
everybody's
haven't
like,
seen
"Oh,
one
like-"
flyer. We put up one. That's like
Yeah.
again, that's like something when I used to pass out flyers and I would hire people
And then
to do it, and I'd be like,
and then they broke
wouldn't do
up,
it.
right? They broke up.
We put up.
Oh yeah,
one.
and two of them got electrocuted.
Yeah.
The other thing we kind of glossed over here, like, look, I think David Spade does do a good job for his role. But at 29 years old, making this movie, like I get it for him.
Yeah, but
'cause he's, like,
he
small,
looks
but-
like he's like 19, 21. or
True,
whatever.
exactly.
Yeah,
But he was 29. Piven was 28.
Yeah,
and
Jeremy,
Piven
yeah,
looked
but
a
Jeremy
little
Chris
Piven
Young
looks
was 22.
47. You know?
Yeah. Piven, I thought was like in his like 30s, but I thought that was the joke that he's been
Yeah,
there
that
for
is-
like
well,
15 years.
That was kind of
Piven
joke,
was
but,
ready
you know,
to Piven was ready to play with Craig Sheffer on the team.
Yes,
too.
I want a movie. I want a movie with all the guys who are way too old to play college guys. You know, in one movie, like Piven and Craig Sheffer, like whoever else did that.
In Porky's Revenge, guy looks like he's 97 with Porky's muscle.
President Garcia Thompson. No, I'm a student.
Oh, she's
Exactly.
great too. She's really good in that role.
What is her?
Oh, yeah.
She's the mom in Archer.
And on Arrested Development, Kelly. What's her last name? Kelly.
Her name, man.
Jessica Kelly.
Jessica
Jessica
Kelly,
Walter.
yeah.
Jessica
Walter.
Jessica Walter.
Everybody in this
Oh,
movie
yeah.
was
I think
great.
she did pass away. Yeah.
Yeah, even the hippies were great. That scene
Oh,
where they
man.
had Gutter testifying
Oh,
in
Jake
front of the
Busey
Senate
should be a
subcommittee.
stoner his entire movie.
So
Yeah, I don't know how
I
Jake
love that you brought
Busey
up.
did.
I love that you brought up the testifying scene because
Yeah.
one of my favorite jokes is that, you know, I wonder if Abe Lincoln knew he was going to get to be in Halloween 4. Well, I wonder if President Joe Biden knew that he was going to get to be in P.C.U. when they cut him in. Like, that is fucking incredible.
I
I love that.
appreciate
And
your
like
courage.
Piven, he has more hair now than he had then. So I
Yeah.
can't figure it out. You know,
Yeah.
I
kudos
almost
to
wish
both
this
of
movie
them.
did more of those cutaways. That is so good. That sequence is
Oh
so
my
good. Like I
God,
said,
yeah.
Gutter steals this movie in a couple of spots. Like
So interesting
Probably-
thing in the stoner scene to get the PG rating, they had to cut any shot of bong to mouth in that scene. So that's why it feels kind of weird and it's shot a little strange. Because they can only use those certain angles because every other angle had someone in the
Chris, come
background
on, it's
hitting a bong.
Gutter, man. It's Gutter.
I know.
Like,
No, Chris, I read about that. It was something like the director was so pissed at the MPAA, he called them and said how his friend Ben Stiller had a similar sequence in
Reality Bites, yeah.
and the response to him was like, the rules are different for every
movie.
And he obsessed about that for the rest of his career, and he was really pissed off about that for a long time.
I'm
Probably why he
sure-
didn't make any other movies besides
It's
High
no
School High.
it's no
And
different
High
than
School
the
High we
NFL.
need to do as well.
That's a good one. Yeah.
What else did he do?
High School High.
with John Lovitz. Oh,
Right,
we
yeah.
need more John Lovitz.
I
joints
saw
on
I saw that in
VCR.
the theaters too.
I did too. Yes, that was a fucking classic.
One
Oh,
funny
man.
joke in that movie. It's a rhinestone cowboy.
That's
Yeah,
the, oh,
with the
come on,
remix
you
it.
have
That's a
you have
good
no
one.
soul, you know.
I love John
Yeah,
Lovitz.
the other
it's a
thing
I will
great
say
is,
this. Okay, but can I just say something controversial?
All right.
What I do.
Oh my
All right.
god, here we go.
I really believe that this movie was saved by not putting the National Lampoon moniker on it. And because I think that they would, but I watched this today and my viewpoint changed. Do you remember in like the early 2000s there was all these like National Lampoons like golf butts?
Dorm days and
Yeah.
and all this
Well,
kind of stuff.
whatever.
Van Wilder was
what-
technically a National Lampoon.
technically
Yeah.
was.
That
yeah.
is
The
what
last
PCU
respectable joint.
looks like to me now. It looks like one of those early 2000 National Lampoon movies for some reason. It just doesn't hold up to me as it did way back when
Yeah, but those are all copies of copies, and this is an original. So I think you got to
Yeah.
give it.
I even think
That's
this is a
why.
copy of Animal. I mean, it's 100% trying to be Animal House.
Well, I mean, it's its own. It's definitely emulating, but it is its own thing. I mean, it's,
Yeah, I
mean,
think it's like
yeah.
Sean says, it's inspired by, and I
Yeah.
think it is
Yeah.
highly quotable, and I think it does really represent. I mean, we're all up here saying that we like it, but we're also, what I'm also saying, I'm not saying it's a documentary, but I'm saying it's very indicative of the time and the vibe,
Yeah.
and it very much
But
is a
here's the thing.
capsule of what we all remember, and it has pieces of zeitgeist. Like, it definitely does transcend more. It deserves more than this. What's happened here is because Disney bought Fox and all that other stuff. It's not because it's a bad movie or anything else. They just don't care about it. No, it's like you inherit something that you didn't work for. You don't really care about it as much.
It's like doing your
Yeah.
thesis on Sanskrit, 5,000-year-old dead
yeah, it's
language.
5,000. This part of Fox
5,000-year-old.
20th century is 10 years dead now.
I mean, that's the way.
Well,
that's the
yeah.
way that
That's
Fox.
like-
That's the way
that's-
Disney thinks of it. You're right. That's,
So
you
the
know.
way I looked at it, like when I saw this movie, like I had never seen Animal House. So like to me, this was like an original thing. to me. Like I never saw Animal House at the time that I saw PCU. It was only years later that I saw Animal House.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like looking back, like so it's one of those things like where you come to it or where you come at it. So the reality is like PCU is way better to me than Animal House because I saw PCU
Yeah,
first,
the
and I could
jokes,
relate.
I think
I could relate to PCU more than I could relate to Animal House.
who was talking about it?
Well, Animal House is also was a period movie when it came out in the late 70s. It was about those guys' experience back in the 60s.
When they were
So, yeah, like I feel a strong disconnect between that generation to where like PCU, like, you know, that's only, you know, maybe one decade ahead of.
I mean, the jokes still like land. I mean, they're both good movies. It's just PCU. I don't know. It just like I just went to college so much closer, and it was so much like, oh, we got to do an all campus party, or you know, we have to, you know, have the characters like the naked guy. There's always like those random weirdo kids in college to show up and stuff. Like
I think
it
it's
just, like,
also got some of that magic of like, say, like in After Hours or like the night before with Keanu Reeves and Lori Loughlin. One of those crazy
I love that movie.
movies, you know, where you kind of
That's
figure
a lost one. I agree. It's a
I
lost.
love
So,
that
yeah,
movie.
I love those kinds of movies. It's got a little bit of weird science in it too, where like you just throw the killer party and everyone's gonna kind of figure out their life a little bit. And like, I don't think that's as easy to do as it seems. You know, I think
comedy is difficult.
There's a
I thought you were
there's
talking
a
about the
zen
killer
quality
party.
to that.
It's very hard to throw a killer party like that. I've tried. Okay, it's only a few times.
But you know, honestly, too, it's very hard to write a movie where you've got like many different characters that you're trying to like write for and single out. And I think they're successful in the sense that each character is memorable. Each character is like you remember them for this or whatever case may be.
Yeah.
An
But every
ensemble
scene,
cast,
like-
an ensemble character driven thing. Sometimes like some characters just don't get to shine, and it's just like, why is that character even there? But this one made everybody stand out in their own little way.
Mickey,
I
you're a
imagine
freshman.
David Spade
Find
worked on
2,000
this movie
people
for a week, you know, like or like 4 days or something like that. Although, so here's the question:
Yeah,
can you do PCU today?
Oh no!
That's the
Oh
thing.
no!
Absolutely
No,
not.
Absolutely not. Absolutely. It would.
I disagree.
Think you can. I actually think you can.
I think you could, but I think it would be more in the vein of like community college or county college.
First off, everybody
would
would watch the party on their phone. They wouldn't
Well,
care
all that
unless
stuff
Taylor
too.
Swift was there.
True.
Like
I
they
actually
just can't do it.
I actually think the interesting part is the movie itself doesn't actually have to change. If you made PCU 2 in 2026, I actually think it would be almost a lot of the same things.
I don't like where this is going. I mean, I just feel like it's too, you know, the kids
You
today
hate
are
politics,
protesting
though.
and they're protesting about this and that, everything. You know, there's a lot of protesting today where it's like, you need a new twist. You need something fresh. You can't
need
just
something
like,
to
but
get 'em
now
out
they're
of the
protesting
house.
about this instead of that.
Yeah.
You know?
You need something to
No,
bring
but
them together.
that's my whole point. I
To
actually
be
think
honest-
it's a movie making fun of how extreme it has gotten.
The
Yeah, it's a
partisan.
parody.
Honestly,
that's
I couldn't.
That's bold. I respect
I don't.
that.
I don't think if you did a movie about, I mean, like a college movie today, I just don't think it works because I don't think there's enough. I think there's too many things going on nowadays.
Yeah.
I will say
that's not even fun. It's
no,
not
I
fun.
get it. I get it. I
Uh,
totally agree. I totally agree that it's not fun and it's not easy to laugh at the way things are right now. 1,000,000,000% I agree. But I also do think what Ian said is such a challenge, and there's something noble about that challenge. To like almost like if it was called PCU 2 Campus Divided, and you're like the balls to set a comedy in that and to try and get people from both sides laughing together. There is something noble about that, and I do respect that. I think that may be like a road that could be worth going down.
But again,
I
I
think
mean, you're right, Chris. That is admirable, but it does feel like you'd have to live through it. Like this was made by
True,
guys who went to
Yeah.
Wesleyan University in Connecticut, and there's actually shots there, and they went there, and it's kind of set close to there. Technically, the real Port Chester in real life is New York, which is almost Connecticut. It's very close by. That's all very much around Greenwich, Connecticut, which is very much money and Reagan and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So like if you could find something like that, like somewhere maybe more rural, I don't want to think down south, but maybe somewhere where the college is kind of a big deal, but not a big deal in the greater sense of the world, and you had a real experience there, then maybe, and you could draw from that. But outside of that, it would be very difficult. You're right. I mean, some of the jokes,
the
like,
Miami,
the one that
Miami
got
take
me
Sean's
the
gonna
most
pitch.
was when all the causes, and they're like, free Nelson Mandela, and the one guy goes, they freed
he's
him
already free.
Like,
Yeah.
that
was a good one.
fucking hilarious to me. And like, where is
Yeah.
that joke now? I don't have no idea what that joke could be now.
Yeah,
you
true.
know?
Yeah.
And I think a great example of where they did do it, we all really like that new Naked Gun. That director basically said he wanted, they wanted to remake it, but they wanted to remake it now and spoof stuff now. That's why they made certain choices and did certain things. Like, a tiny bit of a spoiler, but they left out the police siren from the very beginning, because in the original one, that was a spoof of something else.
Yeah, like
and they wanted to
Dragnet or
spoof stuff
something.
now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you'd have to
Dragnet.
kind of dig into it and find those jokes and kind of run that comedy a little bit more.
Car
before you got the
54.
movie, but
Yeah,
you
that's
could,
it.
You could.
Okay, well, we all know that there's a sequel that would work, and that's Mitchell Goes to College. You know it.
Yes.
You know it. Because listen, he can go as a pre-frosh. He wants to check out his options, bro.
He went away.
Ian, where'd you go? This works. You don't need to change anything. He goes as a pre-frosh, and he realizes that campus is worse than ever. Okay, even though they said they're not going to protest, they got a new president. Many of the pit went in and graduated. Now Mitchell has to actually bring people together. Unfortunately, as he's blading, he knocks out the power cord to the mainframe, making everyone chase him. So now he's got to blade down Dell's backbone as everyone chases him to get revenge for their thesis, as well as
Thousands of
teach him a
people
lesson.
on campus
Midland.
blading
Yes.
behind Mitchell.
He's
Blading behind
100%
him.
on scholarship for blading. 100%.
Yes, and Balls and Shaft is there. The preps are there as well. They want revenge. They frame him. It's PC born. Snake could have a cameo. He goes, I know someone in the Latin fraternity that could help. He's got a cousin. Snake shows up. Okay.
Delicious.
Dude, it would be perfect. It's perfect because it actually works.
Wiley gets beat up by the womenist.
All right.
I feel like here's the thing. I feel if you did a sequel to P.C.U. and you did it now, I think you could do more of a road trip movie in a way.
Another
Like-
great Todd Phillips joint.
Yeah,
Oh, road trip?
but like them going away. Maybe they go to like spring break. Maybe they do something like that.
Oh,
Spring break's not
okay.
a bad idea, Mickey.
Yeah.
That's actually a
Not a
really
bad
good idea. So would that be like your time travel pitch? Like if you made that in 95, 96?
You have to go away. You have to
MTV Spring Break.
Oh,
yeah,
so
that
maybe
would be
Break.
Big Crush comes
Oh
back.
my
He's there in
God.
the fall.
Can you
then we're on spring
imagine?
break in the spring.
Yeah, if they did like
Yeah.
MTV Spring Break. I mean, like,
I would
everything
like
like
to
that.
see.
that's
I would
good.
like to see a
So
Simon
good.
Miami.
So
I'm not
good.
gonna lie.
Some
I
Jenny
kinda like
McCarthy
that.
in there on spring break.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
dude.
like old school spring break, the stuff I used to do. Oh no, it'd be amazing. It'd be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I think that
Jeremy
would have been
Piven,
that
Jeremy
would've been
Piven on
Jeremy
Singled
Piven.
Out. Jeremy
Yeah.
Piven on Singled Out, like a spring break version of Singled Out. Oh,
Our
come on.
cutoff is
come
25.
on.
Try VH1.
That's what I'm saying. I think that would have been Jeremy Piven's good, like having him come back and getting David Spade to come back as the villain in a more, like a bigger role, because now he's more of a thing because SNL has now promoted him better and Tommy.
It'd be
Boy-
so
You
much
get-
more expensive.
Do you have? Is college reunion still a thing or no?
No.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, there's
High
always a
school
big
reunions
chill.
are
There's
go-
always a
high school
big
reunions
chill
are
way.
going away.
So
I mean,
there are, because every year at homecoming we have our years, right?
that would be where
Uh,
that's where you have it. It's
Yeah.
a homecoming. That's every. if-
Yeah,
So it would be
it's
it would be kind of cool if you did something like that too.
So like a
Homecoming.
big chill.
Homecoming.
Like an alumni weekend.
Yeah.
What if
Oh, that'd
Jeremy
be good.
Piven's a teacher now? What if he actually got his doctorate and is now teaching at the college?
Not too believable. But again, at a community college or a technical
He could still be a
college.
student. He could still be a student. Okay, there's nothing
Getting
that says
his
he can't.
doctorate. That's what he gets his doctorate. He's like, I didn't want to leave, so he's getting
No.
his doctorate.
John Favreau is still a student. He's still a student.
Gutter.
No, he's
You know what I was
adult.
so impressed
Guy,
by?
man. He's gutter,
Jeremy
man.
Piven
Gutter.
doesn't smoke, and they actually have him
or
smoking.
By the
or
way,
he's teaching
nothing
a
is
class
funnier
on
also-
funk.
Nothing is
Or
funny.
he's teaching a class on music.
I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
Wait, what were you saying, Ian?
the other stoner in that movie, the guy with the beard and the long black
I don't even
hair,
know who
Yeah.
that is.
The weird, the weird
like-
pajamas.
and he's just
Yeah,
like
the pajamas.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
Blotter.
that guy is
Blotter.
fried. Now,
that guy's lost.
I will
That
say
guy
there's
is
something about
weird.
this movie that makes me feel like I really missed out on the college experience because like I did not get that experience at all. Like I went to Hofstra and I did not enjoy it there. I was like, get me the fuck out of here. And then I went to school for audio engineering. So none of it was like, there weren't even dorms. It was a city campus. So it's like couldn't have been more different than my experience.
Hofstra?
But
yeah.
but this movie makes you want to like this is one of those few movies that made college seem like
If it
cool
makes
and
you
appealing
feel
to me.
better, it's not like that now, anyways.
No,
it was only
it's-
like
I'm
a
sure it's
period
not,
of time.
yeah.
Like it was.
There's a lot
it
more
was the
actual
only period of
school.
time that had that.
I feel like John Favreau, Goddard would be he would be a roadie for for George Clinton in Parliament.
I
So
wouldn't
it's
mind
not-
the Gutter spinoff movie. That would be kind of
Oh,
awesome.
that'd be awesome.
I
mean,
in the reunion, my general rule is that I think it's a little bit more fun to subvert expectations when you can, not just to do it, like because I hate that. But like it's fun to see which characters would be flipped. Like you would think
Yeah.
Jake Busey, he's still he's
He's
working
all
in a
buttoned
bomb
up
shop
now.
or something. But it'd be so funny if he like became like a sober counselor or something, like a sober life coach. So he's still kind of hippie and zen, but he's all like, no man, it's the brutality of life, and all that.
chairman of the Libertarian Party. we're
It'd
we're
also
under
be
that.
cool. But could you imagine if Gary Busey himself was a teacher?
Oh God.
Oh God, not
Well,
now.
Gary
Not
Busey
now.
could have been the replacement
Yeah,
for
well.
Garcia Thompson in the sequel. He could have been the new dean. He could have.
In
Okay,
a
but
time
who's
machine, yeah.
Who's gonna be the new mascot? It's not the whipping crane. We're gonna need a new unisex
Yes.
mascot that is not offensive. So what
Every
would
time
it be?
I hear,
Here's my problem. What I want in a sequel, and you brought it up with the mascot. Honestly, I want offensive university. Like I actually want them to go to the opposite end and just be the most offensive school
And
possible.
persecute everybody.
oh,
Yeah.
Literally, like go if you're gonna go comedy in 2026, because we
Oh.
are
Gotta
PC.
Bring back R-rated
that, Ian.
comedies.
That's
That's
not
what I'm
bad, Ian. Like the yin and the yang. PCU
Well,
is
like,
the
like
yin.
literally,
and now
like
you're the yang.
I want the group, like the pit could still be the pit. They would be the offensive people on campus now. Trust me.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Or-
It's time to go to sleep.
What if
Living
the
with that guy was a
school-
nightmare.
What if the school has been doing so poorly with admissions and stuff like that they're thinking about closing down the school? So Jeremy Piven and the crew have to save the pit, and they also have to save the school at the same token.
And they do it all in the most offensive way possible. Like they,
So-
it's just, it is a.
I'm kind of digging this. So this is giving me. This is giving me.
A reunion tour of Everybody Gets Laid. Everybody gets laid
Yeah, but
too.
if you want to be offensive, like who's the band? Gwar? Like what's the most offensive
Yeah.
band?
But I mean,
you can have
well,
the worm.
yeah.
Didn't
I would
they
love
kind
that.
of
I would
do
love
this
that.
a little bit
I would
with
love
old
that.
school?
Get
with
Two
Jeremy
Live Crew.
Piven as the principal. and all
Reunite
that?
Two Live Crew.
Two Live Crew, but I mean that's not offensive anymore. Like back
So
in like
this
the
is
day, it was
Ian's
offensive.
pitch.
Vanilla Ice.
Ian's pitch is giving me Nerds 3: The Next Generation vibes, where it's
Yes,
almost
one of
like
my
they go back
favorites.
to they almost go back to Port Chester University, and now it's all run by Balls and Shaft, and it's just a bunch of fucking assholes.
That's what I'm
And,
saying. Like,
yeah,
it's literally like we are living in Balls and Shaft. Get the pit to
so
bust
true.
it up. I
Oh,
mean,
you could have the womanist come back and be like, I think I knew your mother, and she could be like, I don't have a mother, I'm my own entity. Like it'd be something like that.
that's what
how
I'm
they would say
saying.
it
Like,
today.
take the humor out of the. In the weirdest way, take the humor out of the liberalness that is so strong sometimes that we all experience, and bring it back to the middle, because that's where we all want to be. We all want to just be in the middle. We don't want to be hardcore Balls and Shaft, but we don't want to be hardcore like meat is evil and protesting every single thing. And
Well,
that's
I know. I mean,
what
I
we-
think what you were saying before really was I found it to be very appealing. Is if last time theoretically we're making fun of the left, and this time we're making fun of the right, and I think that could be a movie. And I maybe not because people are so fucking butthurt about this shit.
Sensitive.
Sorry,
Everybody
my
was
cat here is
super-
Which is
blocking
the
my
funny
light.
and irony of the whole thing. Like it should be a movie that people get butthurt over.
Yeah, that irony
that
isn't bad. That I
But
just
I
don't
feel
know
like
how you
people would
explain
be-
that.
Here's the
with
thing.
movie.
Whatever we do, and some of the things that we discuss could only be like on Netflix. or some sort of streaming.
Unrated.
You cannot put this in the theaters. It would not.
No.
It would not come out in theaters.
It
Almost
probably
nothing
wouldn't even
comes out in
get
theaters
played on
anymore. It
Netflix.
kills me.
Yeah, I mean, any other
the Warner
producer
Brothers
would say,
deal's
"Oh,
gonna
it's a
kill the
show.
theater
It's
anyway,
introduce
so-
all these characters, and it's a show."
We don't have 35-year-old college student actors anymore like we did in the 90s with Craig Sheffer and Jeremy Piven.
Oh, you could have Ryan
Where's that
Reynolds.
No,
guy?
instead
Ryan
we have
Reynolds could be a-
25-year-old child actors in Stranger Things instead. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
No, but imagine like just I mean, I can't even think of any scenario that would be, but like getting a mascot that is the most offensive mascot of all time. Like if you are gonna make fun of Balls and Shaft, I think it'd be hilarious to have deceased Ronald Reagan as the
That's not bad. That is not bad. I think honestly, Ian, I think you lead into that.
the
but you have
Portchester
to-
Gippers.
You have to
that'd be
some
good.
story.
Or honestly, the Portchester J. Edgar Hoovers. And it's
Or
like,
if you want to lean
trustworthy
into what's
mascot
going
that-
on now, if you want to lean in what's going on now, you'd have a Kennedy.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, yeah.
The first one had a Kennedy, so you could have a Kennedy. That's fine.
Yeah,
I
but
think
that's
you
what
guys
I'm
have
thinking.
great ideas for pieces of a movie, but in there somewhere has to be like a key story. At least in this story, there's still like Tom's story, and he sort of weaves through it, and we see his 24 hours, like seeing the campus and whatever. We kind of need something like that who's a little in the middle to like go through it and see all of that stuff and like not be a judge and just kind of pass through it, right?
Yeah.
One
I
thing
just don't
about
know
this
what that
movie
would
that I
look
think there
like
are some
now.
tropes, like the mob trope in this movie eventually like wears really thin. Like the joke at the end,
Yeah.
seeing Spade running from them. I'm like, okay, there's the mob again. There's always the mob. So you're either gonna lean into that stuff or you're gonna do something new. I like what you're cooking up, Ian. I just don't know who's in it and how it works. And you ride a very thin line between like actually being assholes and super on the right,
Right.
or just making fun of that, you know?
Why
And
not?
I
I
feel
mean,
like
but
there are
that-
some
but that's-
comedies that ride that thin line. You
And
know?
that's it. And honestly, I know who who the head of the head of schools is. It's gonna be John Favreau. Gutter cleaned up until the very end of the movie where Gutter says, and he rips out that suit, and
He's
there's
got the
Oh, he remembers who he is.
there's this George
Does he-
Clinton,
does-
and he just
does-
goes.
They play
I don't
Wild
need a
Thing and
redemption
Randy
arc
Quaid
for
loses
Gutter.
his
Yes,
mind.
So does he? Is he there all posh, and then he thinks of the old days, and then he's in the parking lot picking his nose without a shirt on?
Yes, and he's like, "This is
Where's
who I
Gutter?
am."
Probably in some
Yeah.
parking lot picking
I mean,
his
look,
nose. Yeah.
it's basically, I mean, in a simple way, it's basically the reverse. The Pit have been hiding out for a while because they're not supposed to be there. Like, yes, balls and shafts type runs it.
Or
Maybe
it's
not
like
them
the
exactly. 'cause
the
they were
hippies
disgraced.
becoming boomers. The hippies becoming boomers.
Exactly.
Yeah,
moving to the
literally. Like
suburbs.
it's at the very and let's just be. I'm telling you, they're on college campuses. The hardcore conservative guys are starting to say whatever they want to say on those college campuses because everybody's afraid of getting sued.
Well, you're talking about something else that happened in the past year that is
Yeah.
we don't need to get
Sensitive.
into all that.
Yeah.
But you get Jeremy Piven to come in and just wreck those people. Sign me up. I mean, make that happen.
It's
I just
basically the movie is the last 10 minutes of the movie
Yeah.
for the whole movie.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, it really is. It's the raise your freak flag. If we're starting to lose something in 2026, we're starting to lose the right to be a freak. Raise that flag and raise it high and just be wild, be nuts, be the protester who hates meat, be the thesis.
I'm a freak. I'm a freak.
I'm a freak. Like just go for it. And that should be the whole point. And that should
Yeah, and I
So
mean,
it's
you
almost
could
like
go pretty far with that
PCU2,
now,
The Awakening.
Yeah, that's a
PCU
good
do
one.
the awakening. Yes,
The
that's
Awakening.
literally-
That's a good
bad.
one.
I like
that's
that.
not
good.
bad. That's not bad.
I feel like we wouldn't get. We would get like Cardi B or like Megan Thee Stallion, The Stallion, or something
Oh,
like
I hope
that.
not. See, that's the other
Yeah.
thing with this movie is there's other than like Piven and Spade, there's really no big names, and I kind of like that. I kind of like that this
Yeah.
movie, this movie kind of runs with some other movies we've done on this program, like Office Space, where there's like not a lot of huge names. There's just like great writing, really good jokes. You can really relate to the movie.
Bring me that harmonica son of a bee from the 90s.
Will the naked guy
Blues
still show up
Traveler?
at the party?
Wrong me. The wrong.
Blues Travelers.
That's it.
Jump
bring that
Popper.
guy out.
How you got that, Mickey? How you knew what he was talking about?
He said
that
harmonica.
man's
I
got
said
skills.
Blues Traveler. I thought, but
He said
He does,
Chris
but you
said
know,
that
that
too.
guy. Bring
I
him
do wanna-
out. Bring the
I do want to say
90s
though,
They want
shout out in the
Counting
chat.
Crows
our
in
Bring
here?
board-
Ricky Martin out. I don't care. Like live in
Ricky
the
Martin?
my Lord. At least
Is
give
there
me
no
Cisco.
limit?
Get the thong song in there. I do
Yo,
want to
that'd
say
be
shout out in
good.
the chat. Shout out in the chat to our buddy Swift of Horror 365, who was recently on. Thank you for joining in the live chat. He just got off his show and tuned into our live chat. So thank you so much for watching, brother. I don't know. We are almost out of time. You know, I think we actually put some pretty good ideas on the table here.
Yeah, I like that flipping the script one, and it's just the complete opposite. I kind of like that.
So I
Call of
do.
Duty.
I will say I really miss
Hilarious.
the idea of someone who looks way too old to be in college, being in college, and just fuck it. And I don't normally do this, but I guess I do it a lot on the show.
Straight
but
spoof. Straight
no, Nick Cage. Give me the Nick Cage. You know, if Nick Cage is playing draws, I don't give it now. I would watch
Oh
it
my
today. Nick
God.
Cage is being, yeah, I love it. Like I've been in college for 45 years. Like it's great, exploring the mind of possibilities. I want to flash forward to the future of university.
And he has like
You'll
900
be taking people's
credits.
faces off here in pre-med next year. The worst Nick Cage impression ever.
Yeah, well, that was kind of awesome.
Literally,
That was terrible.
We could do a hot tub time machine of P.C.U.
With Nick Cage, I love
Yeah.
it. I love it.
You know, just
Yeah, I don't know, Chris. Did you see the Madden trailer that he's in? That kind of is what he
Oh,
sounds like.
I'm actually looking forward to that. I haven't seen the trailer yet.
No way
can't
you guys want to
wait.
see a football movie. No way.
I would see
I do.
that.
I do.
You're not gonna see it on the day it comes out.
I don't care if
do-
it's
I
flag
don't do
football. If it's
sports
Nick
ball.
Cage, dude, I'm in.
Yeah,
I'm
it is an
in.
interesting one. It does look interesting.
If it's
I'll say
Pee Wee
that.
football, they could remake Little Giants and Nick Cage plays every role, and I'd watch it.
That's not that AI will do that eventually. Probably
That would be good.
That's so true and creepy and weird.
Yeah.
The annexation of Puerto Rico, and it's how we're gonna actually annex the. That's how it's actually gonna happen now.
Well,
Too late.
I don't know.
Yeah, a little late for that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think we actually put some fair ideas on the table. I mean, we didn't really play too much of the casting game, which I actually think is a fresh change of pace for us here. Sometimes when we don't have story ideas, it's just like, what about this actor?
Oh,
What
we didn't
about
get a
that
Seagal
actor?
pitch. That's rare.
Oh yeah, no Steven Seagal pitch. Where is Whiskey 41? Where
He
is
couldn't
Alex
even-
Gotta
Monroe?
have it.
He couldn't
must have
even
tuned out.
go to college. Steven Seagal just didn't make it back. He was
Just
he was marked for
failed
death,
the
but
SAT.
yeah,
Steven
he was marked for
Seagal
death,
eats
but he's
all the
not
meat
marked
they
for a
toss
grave.
at him, and he gets totally bloated, and he explodes in P.C.U. 2, the meat tosser from Russia with love. I don't know. I'm trying to
Yeah,
You
trying to
suck.
do yeah.
it's a good one.
Oh, by the way, Alex said he's getting this note from HQ here. Alex said he sent the pitch, but I'm watching the chat and I don't see it. I thought Captain Kyle was running the show and he had no idea who I was.
Oh, so maybe it's there somewhere.
I'm sorry,
I'll
Alex
have to
Bonafante. I know
retcon
we
it.
missed your pitch. But if you can get it in the next 2 seconds or copy. and
Yeah,
paste it.
Yeah, while we're still talking. Yeah,
While
yeah,
we're
yeah.
still talking, I love your Seagal pitches, and I hate to miss one.
We all do. We all do.
We all do. They are a vital part of the show. And again, another happy birthday to our good friend Joanne and
yeah.
all you guys. Angie, Caitlin Allman, America's
Enjoy
Next Top
yourself.
Model.
Enjoy
You guys are
yourself.
the core of the show. Thank you so much for watching, even when
Sure,
we pick weird
sure.
movies like P.C.U. I
This
know
is
it's
not a weird
like,
movie. This is a
unavailable
classic.
and not as well known as some of the other joints.
No, I think that's what I love about it, though. It feels like private. It feels like everything's available now. Anyone can see anything and think they own it and love it. In this movie, you got to really
Well,
seek it out.
Look, let's be
Did we
real.
do it?
If this gets enough watches and everything like that, maybe Disney brings it back.
Oh,
That's true.
Mickey, you're
Disney's
so
going to be like,
sweet.
wow,
You're so
they normally
sweet.
get like 3 views. In this show, they got 13.
Yeah, this is
so.
this is a,
Never
this is
know.
a deep
Never
deep
know.
cut. But if that happens, woohoo!
Well, you never know.
Yeah,
Look,
exactly.
look,
He's
look.
right up here. I love that moment in the movie where he's just like,
Stranger things have
"Woohoo,
happened.
woohoo."
I'm just telling you right now, sometimes when we talk about shows, they somehow end up on YouTube for free. I will say that.
Sometimes, yeah.
I hope so because
Sometimes.
this movie, this movie definitely it's such a classic. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I would say that too. It's one of those sneaky ones that could just throw it on at any time.
Yeah, a very
Yeah.
good 90s time capsule. And I will say this, I think it's survived and aged well not for the reasons that a lot of people think. Like people will go to like Demolition Man and P.C.U. and they're like, this was so ahead of their fucking time. And like, I don't really think that's what it is with these movies. I think it's that their hearts were in the right place and they were laughing at the room. You know, that's the room we were all in the 90s. And like, someone's got to have some fun with it. And
I think I didn't say this earlier, but PCU was the 80s saying, wow, the 90s is getting way too wild. You know,
I guess,
it's really
yeah,
what
in
it
a
was.
nutshell.
I mean, this is an 80s response. This was a response from
Yes, the 80s college movies were like tits, tits, and tits.
Yeah.
And this is like, you know, a lot of not that. And again, the fact that it's PG-13 does kind of give it this sweetness and this innocence and this accessibility and this 90s-ness. You know, that, and you know, it is just self-aware enough to be a true 90s joint. But
Ian just dislocated his neck.
Oh, sorry.
Ian just pulled the plug. He ate all our theses.
He ate all the theses.
Get the free frosh. Well, get the Seagal pitch, I'd say. I think Seagal hacked in with Mr. Poutine and he stole your pitch, Alex. I think he's had it. He's gonna hire a bunch of dudes to beat up in front of you to intimidate you or something. I don't know. I want to. I'm speaking into existence. We're gonna feud with Seagal in 2026, folks. But we are just about out of time.
Yep.
So I guess it is time.
If Dad came on this show, we would all bow and be like, "We are not worthy, sir."
Oh, Mr. Seagal, I love you and Hard to Kill is
I
one of my
love Out for
favorites.
Justice.
Feed you a sandwich.
Yes. Oh my god.
I may be the only one on this. I may be the only one.
Casey Ryback's on this podcast. Oh, forget it. It's fine now.
I may be the only one that could honestly say I do not like a single Seagal movie.
They're really that's not the far stretch.
All
I know is
you don't like Machete.
Well, I do like Machete, but that's not a Seagal movie.
He's not the draw.
I want Bronson Pinchot so we can have an episode and do Undersurge. Just like Chris created. Undersurge.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, there's the Bronson's Creek that I should have pitched instead of Charles Bronson's Creek.
Oh yeah,
Bronson
that'd be good.
Pinchot's Creek.
Yeah.
All right.
Makes it a
Well,
little
I guess. Is there anything going on in the world of Sean Gold? I know you were recently in the city of New York. Where are you?
There's always there's always stuff going on. But how can I compare to what B movie challenge Ian is working on?
Right, that's what we all want to know.
Faster Pussycat Kill retrospective. Who knows?
Oh, that's a good movie.
So,
That's a good movie. I can't do an article on that one. That's
sorry. The Kingdom
inspired
of the
a great
Spider
band.
sequel we never got.
The
the Kingdom of the Spider sequel that we deserved and never got. So no, I just I'm just happy to be here talking about great movies that people need to watch and should watch.
Respect that, sir. Well, I guess it's time for me to say that if you came here for the collegiate angle, you'll definitely want to catch Michael on the newest episode of the Alumni Game podcast on Vicari Swain's return.
Thank you.
And maybe he can explain what that means because I have no idea.
That's a person. That's a
okay.
person.
I thought that was maybe a strain of like transmitted diseases or something.
No, we got a couple of new recruits that are awesome. Nitro Tuggle is a real person's name.
Oh my god! What in the American Gladiators?
Yeah, we got a kicker. His first name is Upton. I forget. Oh, Upton Bennett,
Sinclair?
something like that. Yeah.
Oh, Hilton
but some of these
Overstreet
names are
is
awesome.
just-
Nitro Tuggle as a wide receiver is like a movie. Come on. I mean,
That
who
is-
names their kid Nitro? It's amazing.
I would watch a movie called Nitro Tuggle.
Right,
no doubt.
exactly. It
I
writes
think we
itself.
should do a movie called Nitro. We could call it Blazing Nitro, starring Nitro Tuggle as Nitro.
Exactly. Nitro as Nitro in Nitro.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's like
Monday
having a character
Nitro.
named Will played by an actor named Will. It's great.
Genius.
It's
Well,
so
I guess then also I should say that if you came here for the Klinkster, you'll definitely want to check out his latest B movie challenge on the Teether Stinker Flicker Mom, starring Brian James as a vampire. You
Beautiful.
sick man. I'm intrigued actually.
Yeah,
I would probably read that B movie challenge. Not gonna
Brian
lie.
James as a New Orleans blind vampire.
Oh my god.
If you can't wait for a Blackula sequel, this is what you should do.
Well, then it's also time for me to remind you, Fandom fans, to tune in next Wednesday at 9 p.m. when we lose our marbles for our Hook episode. As always, if you enjoyed this video, the best way to help is to smash that like button and leave a comment telling us what movie or TV franchise that you want us to cover on a future episode of VCR Redux. And since you're already doing that, you might as well go ahead and like, subscribe, and follow Fandom Spotlight, the Alumni Game Podcast, and Pop Culture Punk. Till then, back up those Betamax, rewind those Laserdiscs, and we'll see you at the movies. Woohoo!